the Guardian's might, the tree was cleared of corruption. But there were still ghosts that would be heard. Absalom, will you ride once more?
Hello everyone, welcome back to our Darksiders 2 Let's Play. Before we continue, I'm going to invest our skill points that we didn't get a chance to yesterday. So we have 3, which is more than I remember. I thought we only had the 2. So what we're going to do with that is put 2 into innovation. So our ghouls give us a little bit more wrath when they hit people. And I'm tempted to go for Death's Allure, but I want to have a look at the 2 other abilities that are now available to us. One of them being Aegis Guard, which increases our own sustainability in battle by adding 113 defense and 113 resistance while active for 8 seconds. This later becomes a little more offensive by increasing our general arcane stat, reflecting damage to enemies, increasing our arcane critical, and reducing its own cost, as well as striking some lightning out at the enemies when they attack us. Very tempting, can be rather offensive, and gives us again a lot of sustainability. Otherwise, we can go full goth and get a murder of crows to join us in the same way that we summon ghouls. So that will summon 1 flock of 6 crows to start with, and that will just upgrade it to get a bit bigger. Later on, they will restore our health per hit, which is something we've been struggling with. Again, they will add Reaper energy when they hit people. And further on they become Ice Crows, dealing 12 ice damage per hit. So, what is the next one I want to go for? Actually, I'll leave it to you in the comments. Do we want to go full goth and get a murder of crows? Or do we want to just become a massive tank and increase our defense and arcane stats? I'm going to put the other points into Death's Allure at the moment, so that we can't be tempted while you're gone, or while I'm gone. Let me know in the comments which way I want to go with that. And we're going to carry on now to the Eternal Throne, which is probably as far as we'll get today, because that might take a little too long for a decent video. I'm going to get on Despair and ride through the lovely scenic Tree of Death. Rather the antithesis, of course, of the Tree of Life. As for minor concern about this place actually is because it's so death. Would have liked a little bit more atmosphere to it. They have gone full death and given it a rather dead atmosphere. It's just a bit plain in my eyes. But that's okay. A little ominous looking bridge. There's some skeletons to meet us over there. We can just ignore the skeletons. We are going to take a cheeky swipe at them though with our scythes. Does do more damage when you're up on Despair there. And another one, just for luck. And I'm not sure if this increases your critical chance when you're on Despair, but I find I get quite a lot of them. There's one again. It's almost like a 100% chance. Just as a side note, down here is Argyl's tomb. You may remember that Thane gave us in the Forge Lands the quest to kill bosses. Argyl is down there. And that is the one I least like fighting. I think it's everyone's, from what I've seen. He's the worst boss to fight because he hits so hard and freezes you. It's not a fun fight at all. I would recommend doing that when you're on a New Game Plus. Because especially, we've seen what sort of utility we have at the moment. We've been struggling against a couple enemies so far. We did die in the Lost Temple. So fighting a boss like that is just not going to happen. He will one-shot us so easily. Now, we need to go over here to collect a chest. No, we need to carry on up. Don't know why I dropped there. And another hammer, which will give us inferno damage and strength. Just give that a quick compare with what we have at the moment. Okay, so our current one has fire damage and piercing, which is far more useful. Now, this button here requires 2 people to step on it. Something we'll have to remember for later, because we can't split ourselves in 2, of course. You can't be in two places at once. Or can you? A story for another day. So the way through is just down here. Again, this one requires that two people stand on it. So you see it's only done the middle gates there. But here, it's rather threatening looking platforming. But it's rather simple. And of course we need a skeleton key just to get through a basic place in the world. Gonna get ambushed here. Use our slightly upgraded ghouls. You see why I was a little hesitant to get this upgrade earlier, where they do increase your wrath gain when they hit people, because it is so minimal. We're mostly getting that back by ourselves there, but it's a useful skill to go down if you want the ghouls to taunt the enemies more for you. Go on, that's the right way, no, don't worry. Or is it? No, that's the wrong way again. Good one. Doing that a lot in this series. Just thought I'd show you the alternative routes, of course, and what not to do. Okay, so this is a small puzzle. Just going to equip our death grip. Take this, put it on there for later. So we're just going to put this one here, and that one here, and they should trigger a chain reaction to hit the one on the lever there. Equip redemption, and shoot. There we go, and we have another bridge. There's a skeleton key inside there. Been rather quiet, don't you think? Giving this a little too freely. Okay. Well, there's a rumbling. We're being ambushed by the bugs. Okay, so in a similar vein to these stingers in the Forgelands, these are what we call mini-enemies. Mining nuisances. You can instantly execute them like that without having to do any damage to them. So that and the pistol are the two main ways you're going to kill these. Pistol's good for getting rid of groups, and this will be a useful attack to do while your pistol's reloading. Let's not hit the bridge there. Not very useful. Some boots again, we'll just sell them off. Not very useful to us. Okay, so of course the bridge has collapsed or gone away. So the way around is just to go up here. Now there is a chest up here which we're going to get. And there are two chests, in fact. It's lovely. And something for later as well in that big stone wall. Ooh, some very nice bindings there. Although they're looking good because they're giving us strength resources, and we of course want to stay with arcane with our spellbinder gloves. Critical damage and strength is very tempting because it's something we sorely need, but this one gives us arcane critical, and there's nothing better for us at the moment. We might have a look at that trader we saw earlier, see if he's got anything nice. I always do that, that's the wrong way again. I keep thinking we could just jump down over there. That's where we actually need to go. That's how you do it, in the words of Martin Offler. Okay, so what we can do is just go straight through here. It is possible to go all the way around again, but that's mostly if you make a mistake or you want to open those gates that were back there. Okay, but what was the point of this puzzle, you may ask? Well, it's just so we can get through to the wider area of the Land of the Dead. Don't need to walk around there, that's just so we can get back up. Let's get some use out of the whirlwind combo, because you never see that, do we? They're lovely stuff. Still didn't kill him. And it's a very basic size for us to sell off. And they will sell for a lovely pittance, I'm sure. Boatman coin. Tempting to just jump over there, but I'm sure we'll just go straight into the middle and die. And it's another fighting puzzle to get through this door. Easy, easy. We're running a little low on health, which is not a problem at the moment. We'll be fine. We'll wait until we get some more health potions before we use any. Okay, so I see these things coming out of the ground. They are breakables. Sometimes, like this, they will give you skeletons to kill. So just something to take note of. And this one, angry another skeleton over here. Skeletons, I believe, are the most basic enemies who do pose a small threat. So easy to kill, more so than the constructs in the Forge Lands. No, up we want to go. Game, why you do this? Okay, over here. Did we need to throw? No, we didn't need to throw any corruption over there. Now there is a sideway up here. It's going to go and get, I believe, another chest. And some nice boots in gold. Ooh, this is the boots we want. Sort of arcane critical damage. What do our current boots do? They're purple. They give us basic critical damage and strength. So we're going to get rid of those which are technically superior. But we want that juicy, juicy arcane critical chance, which if we look at our stats for it, is now 3% still, which is ridiculous. I thought we had something to improve it. Do not have any decent shrouds for it. No, so the critical damage we have, not the chance, which is at 126. Which is useless if we don't actually get any attacks off. So that is the stat we're going to prioritise when we next speak to a merchant, maybe. Jump off here, use Death Grip. Note we don't need to equip it for those things, it automatically targets it. Makes it a very satisfying skill to use. Or talisman. Arcane and gold found. Again, we haven't equipped a talisman for a while. We've got the Grim talisman on at the moment to increase our Reaper energy we gain. So we're going to get this Sorcerer talisman for Arcane and Guilt. What was the point of coming up here? Is it just for that? Bollocks, isn't it? Could have just gone straight through and saved a lot of time. Okay, so this is the main area of the Land of the Dead, other than the Gilded Throne. So that's where we're going now. And we're going to find Volgrim on the way. There's a lot of openness in this place, which is what makes it a little bit more boring than the Forge Lands. There is a lot going on though. Don't be fooled. You do have to look for it. There's quite a long sort of side quest in a way that you can give yourself if you want to get Book of the Dead pages and artifacts, which are the new collectibles we've just been told to get for the merchant, whose name escapes me. Never really take much notice of his name. He talks a hell of a lot. It's rather annoying. Okay, and Volgrim is in a rather weird place. It's just up here to our left. Here we go. Now, what we're going to do actually is buy, finally, the Legacy Artefact. There we go. As you see in our inventory, which is not that one, it's with the talismans, it's red and at level 40 with no effects. Why the hell do we buy it then? Well, as we say, it lets us use possessed weapons properly. We have been able to equip possessed weapons. We did pick some up in the Forge Lands, I believe, but this will actually let us feed other gear into them, which is exactly how you use them, so that you can make a custom set for yourself and actually get traits that you probably want on your gear. You can get possessed weapons in the form of scythes and secondary weapons. You can't get possessed armor though, which is a shame, but that would be rather overpowered if you could. Because it's overpowered enough as it is if you get the right stuff. That's not quite going to kill him. Okay, very close to the Eternal Throne now. Ring the bell. And there we have it. Oh, I love that cinematic. I always find it so cool when he rides Despair on those flying serpents. It's just the best feeling. Wish we could do that ourselves. Okay, so we've lost our minimap for this bit, possibly because it's a place I don't think we're able to return to. There are a couple chests here we need to look out for though. Such as this one up here. Gives some health potions and an axe. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Not quite as good as what we have though. It will give us Wrath on critical though, but not a hell of a lot, so we can get basically that much, maybe more, just from a normal hit. Okay, I believe we've just missed a chest. No, there's nothing behind here. This game likes to do that to you. Lovely platforming. Alright, so what we need to do is jump on there. So we need to use the hook. So that was probably in place, but it's rather difficult to time. Use that. There we go. Sometimes it can go further or closer to that than we want, and it's very easy to miss. So what we need to do is jump over there when it swings closer, which is now. There we go. Death's jumps are far too short because it makes me very nervous. Again. No, let's equip this just to be sure. Don't want to go mid jump and actually accidentally shoot rather than use the death grip there. And that's going to fill out our health potions, but not for long. Do have a very nice harness there. Our current harness is the Maker's harness, which gives us strength and resistance. Which I'd rather have the defense and critical damage, to be honest. Very lovely looking harness. Look at that. I wish we had better sorcerer robes or something though, so we could get more critical and arcane. Not had much luck with that. It's meant to be an arcane style playthrough. Again, it can be very random, this game. Just jump up here and back onto the pillar, scoot around, jump over. Down here. Okay, so series of these. Lovely stuff. Okay. Excellent. And that is that. We're now safe. Just going to jump down here. And we will come up to the Eternal Throne. Ooh, what's happened there? What's happened there? We've just gone all the way back to where we started. How did that happen? There we go. Weird camera angles. That's what's happened. There we have it, the Eternal Throne. Not overly grand, but grim enough for a dead throne. Towards this young man here. This is
Well, horseman.
I will stay quiet.
I've beaten death once, and I can do it again.
I've no idea what you're talking about.
Of course not. You still reek of hope. You couldn't have met the Chancellor.
Okay, so this person, his main utility is in the same way as Thane in the Forge Lands gave us movesets. This person gives us more advanced movesets with timed moves. What we're going to get is something. I do quite like the flip saw. We're going to have a look. Okay, so. Let's go for the flip saw. It's just quite a fun move and quite a damaging
This
move.
was not expected.
I don't want to spend all the money either on the other moves. And we're going to knock on the Eternal Throne's door.
No one disturbs the Lord of Bones without say of his Chancellor.
A rider? In the kingdom of the dead? No, no, this will never do. I must speak with the Lord of Bones.
Oh, that is not possible. My lord attends his realm, a burden beyond even your ken, horseman.
And what is your use as a doorstop?
There is but one way to draw him from his slumber. The Gilded Arena. Here mortals are offered a last chance to earn freedom from the grave. A boon that includes an audience with the king. Defeat the arena's champion and return here with its skull. His Majesty will grant you an audience.
And where is this arena?
Fret not, horseman. We have already arrived.
What does Echidna have to do with your kingdom? Last I heard, she had one of her own.
The Shadow Realm, Isalik, yes. Where the Sisters Sightless spin their webs. Many of my lord's foes escaped there when his rule was still young. We hunted them down. Echidna herself barely escaped. Perhaps she took shelter here, and yet weaves her evil.
Your king is not the first to rule here, is he, Chancellor?
There was another, a creature called Argul, too mad to be kept upon the throne. I helped my lord be rid of him, and even destroyed a few of his servants. Tisk, tisk, what would my lord do without me?
Okay, rather savoury character there.
Should anything happen to you?
I thought I'd give you those dialogue options with Echidna and Argul, just to give us some backstory on the two we have to kill later on. It's rather nice. Okay, I've got that skill point. I will invest that once I hear your feedback in the comments into a new skill, because I'm sure we're getting rather bored of just seeing the ghouls all the time. Okay, sorry about cussing this out. Had a weird glitch again where it didn't know where we wanted to use the demonic growth there on the wall. So a lot of just inching forward. See a Book of the Dead page over there, so I'm going to pick that up and speak to this trader.
I have wares aplenty, if you have coins to spare.
He is not Kajisi though, which is very sad. So we're going to sell all of our more useless weapons, because they're taking up inventory spaces without being useful. Going to keep anything arcane though, just in case we pick up any possessed weapons is the word I'm looking for.
Oh.
This one gives arcane, we'll keep that. Keep the Skeletal Active Rending because it's fun. Otherwise not a hell of a lot.
A fair price.
Get rid of these possessed bucklers because bucklers. I have a personal hatred against bucklers. Get rid of our basic stuff here. Arcane critical damage on that one, keeping that. Just gonna speed through here because there's not really a lot else. Very basic stuff here. Spellbinder Robes, reduce Wrath costs, but only by a little bit. Tiny bit of Arcane on there, not worth it. Nothing on there at all. Strength and Resistance, not worth it. Spellbinder Robes, not really. We need other stuff. We're gonna see what this new money will buy us, because we want something decent, don't we?
A fair price.
Really not been having a good time with finding arcane stuff, have we? These look really good, but just not what we want.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of a couple of these talismans as well. That's the talisman we want to keep. Let's not get rid of that. Okay, so in terms of talismans, let's see if he's got anything decent for us. Straight to purple, Reaper Energy on Execute. That'd be fairly decent. Health and Arcane, decent. Sorcerer, more Execute style stuff. We could have a look at that. Slayer is Health Regen, which is very nice, but no Arcane. Pathfinder gear is Defense and Critical, but not a lot of Arcane. Getting rather unlucky out with Slayers, and Sorcerer sounds good for it. So, yeah, it's giving us Arcane damage and guilt. We want that chance though, don't we? See if we've got a Sorcerer Cowl. Tempting, tempting. See what sorts of scythes he has. Brutal Size of Fire. These are really good. Look at that. More fire damage, more critical chance, and more critical damage. Yeah, how much do they cost? 8,600. See how much that cowl costs as well. We could probably get both of them. Yeah, easily. I don't know why that took so long. Get the Brutal Size of Fire. And that's going to run us out of money for anything decent now. Though, did we want a talisman? You can't get any decent talismans now. That's absolutely fine. We're going to equip these. Oh, just everything's much better. Look at that. Let's see the design for them. They're rather sleek. That's okay. They're not the best looking ones. Equip. That's a nice little cowl there. Nice spiky, bony cowl. Okay, and I believe, let's pick this up.
Until we meet again.
What number does that put us on now? Oh, we need 2 more to get our first chapter. Okay, so that is going to do it for today. I believe that's dragged on long enough. Not a hell of a lot's happened, but again, rather important stuff. So in the meantime, I hope your nights and days are auspicious, my good students, and I will see you later. Goodbye.